Would you be willing to suffer a slow death for a good selfie? Because throughout history, a significant number of people did exactly that. Welcome to my lab, curious mind. I'm Professor Zapnik, a brainiac who'd much rather spend his evenings with a flask than at a boring party, and who thinks the periodic table is the most thrilling adventure novel ever written. Today, we're diving into a dark and toxic subject that will make you look at your bathroom vanity in a whole new light. Imagine that for centuries, beauty care wasn't about freshness, but about slow and methodical self-destruction. Today, we're exploring why women and men poisoned themselves for generations and why a bit of shimmer was worth a lethal risk. The answer lies in the social hierarchy and the chemical ignorance of the time. Back then, pale skin wasn't just a fashion whim, it was the most important message you could send about yourself. It meant you were wealthy enough never to have to work in the sun or the fields. But since nature didn't bless everyone with porcelain skin, the makeup artists of history turned to the most dangerous substances. The star product of the Renaissance and Baroque eras was Venetian Ceruse, which was nothing more than basic lead carbonate. It gave a beautiful, silky finish, but as it was absorbed through the skin and entered the body, it slowly began to dismantle its healthy functioning. This is where one of history's most iconic figures enters the scene. Queen Elizabeth I of England, also known as the Virgin Queen. Imagine her as the 16th century's most influential influencer, ruling an entire empire with an iron fist while hiding a tragic secret behind her mask. After surviving smallpox, her face was left scarred and pitted. To maintain her authority and her almost superhuman appearance, Elizabeth applied white lead paint in thick layers. The twist is that one of the harshest side effects of lead makeup was the progressive damage to skin tissue. Over time, her complexion reportedly became damaged and grayish beneath the paint, which she, understandably, given the medical knowledge of the time, tried to conceal with even more makeup. It was a vicious cycle in which the mask she wore became both the symbol of her power and a contributor to her decline. But why can we call this biological suicide? Because lead is a devious neurotoxin, a true nerve poison. When applied repeatedly, it didn't simply sit on the surface. It was absorbed into the bloodstream and began its destructive work on the nervous system. At first, it caused irritability. Then came memory problems. In severe cases, prolonged exposure could even lead to cognitive decline and psychological disturbances. And the damage didn't stop there. Bones weakened, teeth decayed and fell out, and a dark lead line appeared along the gums, the body's visible warning sign of chronic poisoning. And if you thought lead was the only enemy, you'd be dead wrong.